What's up, Bay Area? Welcome to Talk Back, representing your issues, your voices, your words, and your concerns, looking at local art and politics in your neighborhood. And here's your hosts, Anthony and Michelle.
What up, Talkback viewers? Welcome to the show. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Michelle. So we're very excited that you tuned in today. Thank you. And you will be very excited when you see how on Talkback we switched it up once again.
That's right. We are more than excited than just this little haircut that Michelle got.
I know, I got a haircut. Do you like it?
Hey, you know
I got
like
stiff
it.
competition over here. Tall, dark, and handsome.
Whatever.
Always trying.
So I'm sure some of you guys have been to museums,
Yeah, I mean,
had
who
some
doesn't
lectures on
love
art.
going to a museum?
But today we got something very special for you guys about art.
Yes, we do. Because art is impressive in our community. Of course, you've all seen shows on that. But how does art build community? Have you asked yourself that?
Well, that's today's topic, but we have two organizations, some great guests
Yes.
on the cutting edge of art. They're gonna, this is so exciting, so exciting.
Yeah, you're not as excited as I am, though, because one of the organizations is very close to my heart, and I've worked with for 3 years, which is the International Latino Film Festival.
Why are you always trying to top me, man?
I'm not trying to tell you. I'm just trying. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Moab then?
No, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save Moab for you
I'm
guys.
sorry, I'm
It's
so
coming up
excited
in a
for
minute.
this.
Yeah, she's talking too much, man. But you guys need to
But
check
it
out
is exciting.
talkbackcentral.com. Give us some feedback. Let us know about the topics. You can find out some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I found out some stuff a couple weeks back. I mean, I live in South Market, not the prettiest part of town in San Francisco, but my own community is contributing to this art-building community,
That's
making
right.
a difference.
That's
I
right. But
appreciate that.
can we please save some? We're gonna save some for you
please.
guys. So you check this out. We'll be back. How does art build community?
Stay tuned.
It wasn't working. I was trying.
We haven't put your mom's name on it.
So I think that by the people that live in the community making the art that surrounds them and everybody else that lives here, it's kind of, we're deciding for ourselves what we want the kind of the feeling or the ethos of the community to be, and to say this is ours and this is what we want us to be, to look like and to be represented by, instead of it becoming gentrified by the city or by businesses that move in and becoming too corporate.
We're looking at artwork that can really change hearts and minds.
Welcome back. Okay, art and how it builds community. We have two great guests with us today. I'll introduce the first, Corinza DeMars, Festival Coordinator of the Latino Film Festival. Tell us a little bit about the festival and another little project that you're doing.
Well, the International Latino Film Festival San Francisco Bay Area spans 7 different cities throughout the Bay, from San Francisco, Berkeley, Oakland, Mill Valley. We just had our 9th festival in November, from the 4th to the 20th of November,
Very
and
cool.
we had the best attendance ever, so we're very proud of that.
Very cool.
And little side project is flamenco. Flamenco
We've already
dancing.
talked about it.
We
That's it,
have.
yeah,
We
okay.
certainly have, and I know you're going to start taking classes.
Oh.
There's a live flamenco performance every Sunday night at the Thirsty Bear in San Francisco on 3rd and Howard. It features local and international artists.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you for being here, Corinza. I'm especially excited that you're here today. And it's interesting you said small side project flamenco. I know flamenco is a pretty big part of your life, and you. She tried to downplay it. She's like in a side project.
Yeah.
But so you all know flamenco, wonderful show. You should definitely check it out. So thank you for being here, and I want to say thank you as well to Denise Bradley for being here. Denise, you are the executive director of brand new spanking museum, MOAD, Museum of African Diaspora. So I was actually hoping that you could explain to our viewers, what does diaspora, the term, mean?
Diaspora literally means the scattering of a people from their homeland, which I think we've seen with Hurricane Katrina even. It's the newest diasporic movement that we've seen in terms of people, being displaced and being moved from their homeland and having to set up elsewhere, which is what is the case with the African diaspora. That because the museum is founded on the fact that we are all Africans, humanity, because humanity started in Africa, we have migrated and moved from Africa and populated the rest of the world.
Thank you. That was a very
Wow.
concise
Very well put,
addition
yeah.
there. So you must be insanely busy with this new opening of this new museum. What have you been up to?
It's been great. We had our ribbon cutting at the end of November, and we just
Fancy.
opened our doors to the public on December 3rd. So we've had school groups that have come in. We've had people coming, 3 generations of families coming through,
Oh, wow.
grandparents with babies in the strollers.
Wow.
Lots of people. I don't know how familiar your viewers are with the face of Moab, which is a
We're going to
composite.
get real familiar
Okay.
real soon.
Yeah, we don't want to get
Yeah.
too deep into
Okay.
it.
Where is the museum located, though?
At Mission and 3rd.
Oh, you're right in it then.
Mission and
Yeah.
Third, that's right.
Right around the corner from San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, across the
Okay.
street from the Yerba Buena Center.
Okay.
Montgomery BART station stop.
There you go. We'll talk more about this in a little bit, but thank you so much both for giving us a quick introduction. So let's take a look at the feature and see on a grassroots level what's going on in your backyard and how art is helping to build community.
What I really wanted is to be able to come home or leave home and really feel like this is my community. We petitioned for them to stop painting the wall gray because all it does is make for a new platform or canvas for artists to come and tag over again. So what we did was got in contact with an appropriate number of professional artists to come and take these archways and put their vision, their artistic vision into the works and really put time and effort into it. And so if somebody comes back, they're going to go over it again with their artwork and put art that is appreciated, that really gets people thinking.
Titled Art and Ecology, and it's looking at the nexus point between ecology and community and art. And the players are the Oakland Museum of California and Met West High School and Laney College. The museum essentially was kind of broken up into 2 halves, or maybe thirds, where the beginning we start out at the Oakland Museum of California and we really are looking at the science of the environment, using the science gallery to get people familiar with the plants and animals and ecological concepts. And then we did some field trips and some outreach and went to visit some restoration projects and programs. And did some restoration work. We went to Muir Woods and built some environmental art using natural materials there. And then we started transitioning into more of the art creation and thinking about, what issue did each student, individual student, want to tackle and take on as their own and to make a statement about.
Kind of obvious, pesticides kill, buy organic. So
What's the figure about it?
that's what I want to go closer to see, but I would imagine it's like about things that it does to your body, since it says pesticides kill.
The whole idea was to figure out how much volume, each of these like metal, plastic, glass, paper, and compost actually people generate in whatever time period, so you could sort of see it, what a big glob it is.
I believe in art first, and so that if art can be shown to more people, the better, That's and I think art has the ability to change minds.
Artwork that can really change hearts and minds. work that can, through being aesthetically beautiful, also contain a message and have power and impact that can transcend the piece itself and may address a larger issue of climate change or water quality or pollution. The really important, critical, crucial element of the course is that it culminates in an actual installation and an exhibit that will last about 3 or 4 months at the Oakland Museum of California, where all of the students' work will be on display for the general public to see it and to respond and react to it.
And you know, we're letting people know that this is our community, and we don't want to change it, but we want to be able to personalize it. We want to be able to express ourselves physically in this public gallery, if you will, for anybody who wants to feel like nobody cares. They can come here and realize people do.
Hey, welcome back. So how unbelievable was that? I mean, I couldn't believe it. You guys don't know this, but that alley for the Urban Art Garden project that you saw there with all the artists painting, that alley was not some place you would want to hang out before. I mean, we're talking needles, garbage, defecation, and it was completely transformed. And why? Because people wanted that. There was a need for it, and they made it happen. They got the money, they got the grants, they flipped it around. So that was unbelievable to me.
It's fantastic. And, you know, the biggest thing for me was seeing these high school kids so passionate about art and making change through their art. Now I want to open the discussion up. You both have two great organizations. How and why is art such an effective way to open minds, to change minds, and to make change? I
mean, the whole building the community thing, I mean, how is art being used as a vehicle to build? How is it so engaging, especially in our neighborhoods?
I mean, I certainly think in the case of MOAD, because it represents in San Francisco the first cultural institution that's devoted to the experience of the African diaspora, that it has very quickly become a place that people are we found during the opening, it was a place that was very inclusive in terms of, we are all African, but at the same time it had a particular resonance for people of African descent, specifically African Americans, because it did fill a cultural void in the city. And San Francisco's population, African American population, is only about, I think, around 6% of the population. So therefore, it's important for us to sort of reach out beyond San Francisco. But we found people came from as far as Sacramento, San Jose.
You're right now. I'd like to hear that. That's awesome.
From Alamo, people came from all over to experience the institution.
That's wonderful. I mean, it sounds very similar to this movement I think we see too with the Latino Film Festival. People coming from all over the place, and why? Because there's a gap that's needed to be filled. So, Carenza, I know Denise just told us from all parts of the Bay Area where people are coming to see MOAD and the exhibits there. How is that the same experience with the festival? Where are these people coming from?
Well, with the festival, it's not coming to the festival, it's us going to them. The festival originated in Marin at a single venue with only 9 films, and now it is in San Jose, Berkeley, Mill Valley, San Francisco, etc. So really the expansion of the festival has grown directly with the demand for the programming of the festival. So it's, as our audience grows, we grow, and we try and bring our programming not only to theaters and venues of that nature, but also to universities and schools. We do a lot of community outreach as well.
So, Anthony, earlier we were talking about this because MOAD is 3rd in mission in San Francisco. The Latino Film Festival is based in San Rafael.
Correct.
And then we've just got a new office in San Francisco. But for MOAD, why San Francisco? Why did it start in San Francisco? And Carenza, for you in the festival, why San Rafael? How did that begin?
MOAD has a very involved history in that the property that it sits on is actually housed within the first 3 floors of this new luxury 5-star St. Regis hotel and condominium tower, 40-story building.
Wow.
And you know, as is the case with most sort of private, and it was developed on the last parcel of undeveloped land in San Francisco. So, you know, as is the case with a lot of these private companies, now when they are sort of being considered for, you know, there was a huge bidding war that broke out, that there, you know, that the city insisted that there be a cultural space, a space, you know, public space that was devoted to some kind of cultural institution.
And you got it.
That's right.
And we did indeed, and it was championed, in fact, by people like Dianne Feinstein, then Mayor Willie Brown, and has now been sort of supported by the new mayor Gavin Newsom, in terms of recognizing the importance that this organization has for San Francisco. Just like to say one more thing, just even look at the face of Moab, which is a face of a girl, a photo by Chester Higgins. And we did a photo call and got submissions from all over the world, from as far as China to Nigeria to throughout Europe. And so the face is actually a composite of over 2,100 individual photographs.
Why didn't we see that? I want to see that, yeah.
So, so people are coming to the museum. Some people are coming to try to find their individual photographs in this photo mosaic.
Well, very quickly. So we talked about the diaspora, and we're going to get back to why San Rafael in a second. Of African descent, everyone, we can say, is from Africa. So in the museum, are we including everyone? Is everyone encouraged to come and learn and grow?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the 4 core themes are origins, movement, adaptation, and transformation. So we, on the first floor, when you enter the museum, the image that you are looking at is yourself. There's a mirror that asks, when did you discover you were African?
Nice.
And then we proceed to take people through the original African diaspora through a video that we commissioned that sort of compresses 2 million years of history into a 3-minute video in terms of how humanity migrated out of Africa and the cultural connections and overlap as we moved throughout Europe and Latin America and the U.S. But then the second floor is a completely sort of immersive, interactive experience that takes what we wear and shows how there's cultural overlaps to the foods that we eat, to the music that
I'm going like tomorrow. I'm rounding up Jay.
It's interesting that you brought up the 4 themes, because I think as well, again, you guys are 2 different organizations, but the reason we have you here on the show is because of the amazing activity that it's perpetuating in the community. But the festival, the 4 themes that she was mentioning, that's kind of origins, going to, movement, adaptation and transformation. How can we see those 4 themes in films, in Latino films?
That's a great question. The Latino Film Festival really has a very diverse sort of array of films, from shorts to animated shorts to documentaries to features. In this year's festival, you could see everything from documentaries following the making of the Motorcycle Diaries to documentaries on the current hip-hop scene in Cuba. Along with some.
That's right. I saw a little bit.
That was really fantastic.
I want it for the museum.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
You see how we build community even
on
the
just
show?
like that, just
right
like
now.
That. Okay. Now we talked about this earlier. Youth. You both have youth programs, but why films in particular? Why are films maybe so effective to
help out the community?
Yeah, help out the community and give some kids something to look at.
Well, I think young people, they already have the custom of going to see films or listening to music, and so that's something that they're already accustomed to doing. It's not so far away from what they might be expecting to do in their daily lives. So it's easy for us to reach out to young people through film because of that. The festival also has a program called Youth in Video, where we teach young people the art of filmmaking. We actually go into high schools and target minority filmmakers, underprivileged young people. And the most wonderful thing about it is that some of the kids in these programs have actually become filmmakers themselves.
That's amazing.
Wow.
See your own movie out there. I can't even imagine that.
And actually with Moab, too, we have a small theater that seats 30, for which we've commissioned 3 inaugural films, one on the Haitian Revolution, which Doug McHenry, who is produced New Jack City, that features Wycliffe Jean, in terms of telling the story, integrating art and film, and using sort of actors that that young people can relate to. And we found that that's probably the best way in terms of engaging youth is speaking to them through a medium which they're already familiar with.
How important is it, key to persuasion, identification, how important is it to go somewhere that has that authentic first voice? I mean, I think both of you have done a great job as explaining to us this difference. What is the difference between going to any other museum versus MOAD, going to a mainstream film versus going to see a Latino Film Festival film? And is it because you get to see yourself? Is that, you think, the most?
Well, I think that's part of it. I think it's really important for every culture and every part of our community to see itself sort of reflected, whether it's through MOAD or through the Latino Film Festival or through other means and ways. When we see our experience reflected, I think it builds community, as we were talking about earlier.
And people get more and more excited.
And both are not necessarily traditional forms. I mean,
No, we're talking contemporary.
Yeah, contemporary. That's a very good word,
I think a lot of people too think, when they go to a Latino Film Festival film, that's like, well, I don't know if I'd be into it. It's all in Spanish, isn't it? Like, what would I get out of it? So dispel that myth. Like, what is the incentive to go see a film?
Can I get some subtitles or something?
All films with English subtitles.
Yes.
That's great. Well, dispel that myth. I guess I think art is a universal language. I think that it crosses cultures and it crosses the boundaries of race, country, origin, lifestyle, all of those things, and so that's my answer. That's.
Who are people that are going to see these films? I mean, are they all Latinos? Because when I see a little bit of everybody.
It's amazing. It's really amazing. We have the most diverse audience, age-wise. I mean, everything from 6 years old to 68.
So really quick, someone's at home. They want to go to MOAD. They want to get involved with the Latino Film Festival. Are there volunteer programs? Can I come help out? Can I be a part of these organizations?
Yeah, you absolutely can be a part of MOAD. In fact, we're glad you said that, because
I think they're going to get together and get some films later on.
We're actively recruiting volunteers to work in the museum, both as docents and we have a very strong educational outreach program that's being developed. And then we have an e-education program that people can access through our website, www.moadsf.org.
Yeah, and what's the website?
www.latinofilmfestival.org.
Okay, so there it is. That wrapped up our discussion. You guys check out Charity Twos. What's the word on the streets? What do you guys think about art, building community? Check it out. We'll be right back.
So we're here for KPFA's annual crafts fair. They've been doing it for 35 years, and I thought this would be a great example of building community through art. This is one of their fundraisers. KPFA really stands for diversity and change and offering a space to unique people, so we're going to go in and check out some artists and what they're up to.
You have an amazing clientele at this event. The visitors are of an ilk. And is it because they listen to KPFA? Is it because they respond to people's mailing lists? Is it because the quality of the work at this event is all guaranteed, handmade, exhibited by the maker?
Our group is called Liberation Inc. We're all volunteer worker collective that was started to fund social justice organizing. The shirts that we put out, they're original art from members of our collective.
I hand knit or I hand felt everything.
Wow.
Yeah, and I love. Oh, I'm getting too excited.
What are you particularly looking for this year?
I'm not looking for anything. I'm just looking.
I like to make things that have shape and that have volume, and I love color.
Art helps build community because it's a channel that people can express themselves and communicate. And communication is key to building anything.
These are actually jewelry travel bags. So the idea with these ones is that you have a mesh where you can hang your earrings. Right. And then the bottom pocket has 3 loops for necklaces.
Well, I think that the work, obviously, by virtue of being elsewhere and where we often are unable to see how life may be, it does invite people into seeing things differently and seeing a lot of beauty. That's a way of opening up possibility and acceptance and way beyond the tolerance level,
Our mission is to eliminate violence and fear in our culture by creating wonderful, transformative programs like art, bringing art back into the schools.
Tell me a little bit about your work.
We make earrings, and we hang them all from vintage matchbooks. That's our signature. The name of our company is Form and Function. It's really important to buy locally, not only to support the local economy, which is also very important. But yeah, to support artists, and that, you know, that piece of jewelry was made with love and with care, and you're wearing that, and then that brings the light out of you.
As opposed to you know, going to a mall and buying something that's, you know, gone through a long line of totally unpersonal relationships and possibly exploitation.
Everything's made from new business-to-business recycling. So I buy up the t-shirts from other businesses that they can't sell, and then I reconstruct them with fabric from Thailand and Cambodia that I pick up when I go there. So it's kind of like a cross between Southeast Asian, kind of hip-hop, streetwear conversation.
And you can buy something here that nobody else is going to be wearing, you know? Right. That you're going to be walking around your community wearing something that came from your community.
So we talked to some really interesting local artists and people making change and building community through art and getting their message out there, and we hope this show inspired you to get out there, look at some work, go to some art events, and take care of one another. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Hey, welcome back. So that was pretty cool, wasn't it? KPFA Craft Fair. You didn't know that you could get way more unique gifts by not shopping at the mall,
Hey, that was
but getting
so
from a local
cool.
vendor.
So cool. I saw so many t-shirts for myself, but Christmas gifts and stuff like that.
I know, they had a lot of good things to say. I mean, I like that one woman that fused kind of like, it's all about your attitude, art
That's
and
right.
attitude, what you put into it. What
And
did
then
the other woman say?
The one woman that said you put the jewelry on and it brings the light out of you. That's just deep, man. That's deep.
That was very fun. Or the lady that was like too excited that she couldn't even talk. That one takes the cake.
That was very tight also. So we had a great discussion today.
Yeah, it was wonderful to talk about the festival and MOAD and you know, brand new organizations emerging in our community. The festival is actually going into its 10th year, so
That's right.
definitely go to talkbackcentral.com, get linked up to the festival
That's right.
site, and see how every month you can see a new film from the Latino Film Festival.
That's right. And MOAD running
Very
through
cool.
February. So you go check it out. They're going to have a special thing for Black History Month. Go check it out. You can check us out at talkbackcentral.com.
Yeah, so definitely, you know, don't be hesitant, my friends. Go to Talkback Central, go to 3rd and Mission in San Francisco, check out some films. Festival has venues all over the place, so
That's right.
don't make excuses. You
I
can
know
make
I'm
it.
so inspired right now. I just want to paint something, draw something, put something together. I mean, I'm ready.
Well, I'm always ready when it comes to art and building community, and I hope to see
That's
you
right.
guys at the movies, but I really hope you guys send us some emails because we're in a brand new season and we're really excited to
That's
hear
right.
about your
You
feedback.
guys like Michelle's hair? I think it's artwork myself. Hey, talkbackcentral.com. Check it out. We'll see you next week.
Ciao, ciao.